Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. In case you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Tosi, and in case you've been here before, you already know you are welcome back, my OG. So guys, today we're going to be talking on signs that you might have anxious attachment style. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So guys, before we start this video, I'd like to mention that I have a video on how to fix your anxious attachment style. I'm going to link that in my description box. So let's just get right into today's video. The first sign is the need for constant reassurance. The need for constant reassurance about anything, about everything. So it is okay for you to want like a reassurance. Let's talk about you know the perfect example in a relationship. You might want your partner to always tell you how much they love you and all that. But now when it becomes very um attached or anxious attachment style is every single time. You need it because you feel like it validates you being a partner to that person. It validates the person being with you. All of a sudden, you just need it. You need reassurance. You need reassurance. Sorry, you need it all the time. Now, reassurance can come in any form. It's not only someone telling you that they love you. You can think that the fact that your partner buys you food validates the fact that he or she likes you. Now, so when they don't do that all the time, you kind of feel like, oh, maybe something is going on, or you're just anxious of maybe they are going to leave you. Do you understand? But you want them to always be buying you food. I'm just using that as an example. But you always feel that them buying you food means that they love you. It could come in any ways. It could be words of affirmations. It could be that you just feel like your partner should always tell you that they love you every time. You need that reassurance every single time. You just need it. You are very needy of it. You feel like that's the only thing that validates you being with this person, which is not supposed to be so. You are not supposed to be so needy. It is okay when you get reassurance in relationship, which is very very important, right? But you needing it all the time because you feel like it's what validates the relationship, it is just simply you being super anxiously attached to that thing or to that person, right? So when we talk about things, because it's not only in relationship that things like this happen. Let's say you have a job. You feel like, so every time you do things right at your job and your boss gives you like oh, you're doing good, you're doing nice, right? Or gives you like a job and it's taxing to you, you feel like that is a reassurance for you concerning the job, right? So it's simply just you wanting more tax. You want your boss to give you more tax because it's what validates you for being a good employer. Is it employer, employee, right? Is it employer now, employee, whatever it is, I'll put it here. But yeah, that is as simple as that. Let's say you just always want your boss to give you tax because you feel like it's what validates you being a good worker. Let's put it that way. Being a good worker, you feel like, oh, when my boss give me tax and I do well is what validates me. I understand it's okay for you to be very challenging to yourself, but once you begin to need that every time, you feel like that's the only thing that validates the work that you do in that company or the work that you do at the office. Is just simply giving attachment. You're just attached to the fact that if they don't give you anything, doesn't assure you as a person, doesn't make you feel worthy of yourself, it doesn't make you feel like okay, you can get this job done. That's a big sign. Yeah. The next one is not knowing your worth. Kind of point that out in the first point, but you are always dealing with nonsense and rubbish. You don't know your worth because you're always dealing with nonsense and rubbish from people, from your partner, from anything. Now, let's take it from relationship. You stay in that toxic situation because you feel like, you know, you don't know your worth. You know that you don't know your worth. It's not even that you feel like, it's because you don't know your worth. That's why you keep staying in that toxic situation. Let me tell you something. I really don't know why my mic is moving this morning, but yeah, let me tell you something. Everyone, not everybody, but has been in one toxic situation or the other. I look back at myself sometimes, I'm like, What was I doing in that relationship? What was I doing in that situation? It just really showed how much I knew about myself, my self-worth at the time, right? Do you understand? So it's always very, very, very important to know your self-worth. Know yourself. Know yourself to the T. Know who you are. Don't let anybody tell you who you are. Know your self-worth. It's very, very important, because the funny part is that even these men that you are feeling so anxiously attached to, they know your worth. Yeah, they know your worth. Let me tell you, they do. This job that you are attached to, anxiously attached to, they know your worth. They know that when you leave, they're going to find it very difficult to find somebody that is as competent as you. They know these things. So why don't you know your worth? Know your worth and stop dealing with nonsense. Know your worth. Knowing your worth is a very big point to you getting rid of anxious attachment. Really, really a very big point. Because once you know your worth, you know what to deal with. So I filmed the whole 6 video and my mic died, but let's pick it up. So when you know your worth, you know what to deal with, you know what to stay away from, you know who you are, you know what you can take, you know what you cannot take, you know your weakness, you know your strength. So it's always very, very important to know your worth when you are trying to stay away from being anxiously attached. So when you don't know your worth, it simply just means that you're anxiously attached. You could ask yourself simple questions to know your worth. What am I doing here? Can I do better? Am I supposed to be in this situation? Does this situation define me? Is this what I want for myself? Is this what I want for my life? Sit down, think about it. Give yourself the answer that you feel like if you had a discussion with yourself. When you know that okay, that discussion is not going to go out, give yourself the answers that you're going to give to yourself. Yeah. The next one is difficulty in setting boundaries. Now, this is a big sign, because for people who don't know how to set boundaries, there are two types of people: anxiously attached people and people pleasers, right? So it's always very, very important to know, do I know how to set boundaries? Boundaries as simple as I don't want to talk to this person, I don't want this person coming to my house. It's as simple as that. Boundaries as you saying that, oh, in a relationship, oh, I don't like this because I don't like the way you make me feel. I don't like the way you talk to me. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as you setting boundaries, or if you talk to me like this, I'm going to leave. Do you get? So that's why it's very important to know your worth. If you talk to me like this, I'm going to leave. If you act to me like this, I'm going to leave. If you disrespect me, I'm going to leave. It's just setting boundaries. It's very, very important to set boundaries. So if you find it very difficult to set boundaries, let's say you set the boundaries, you don't even follow it. That is you might be having anxious attachment, especially in relationship, because you feel like if you set boundaries, people are going to leave. Now, let me tell you something about setting boundaries. I think I have a video on how to set boundaries. I'm going to link it in my description box. Yeah. Let me tell you one thing about setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is going to make you stay away from certain people. It's going to make you stay away from certain situations. Yes. So every time you set a boundary, just have it at the back of your mind that some people are going to go, some people are going to leave you. Yeah, it's very, very important to know that. So when you're finding it very difficult to set boundaries, boundaries is going to chase people away from you, and sometimes it's going to make some people stay. It's as simple as that. But when you're finding it difficult to set boundaries, let's even say you set the boundaries, but you yourself you don't even follow the boundary. Let's say you say, okay, if you talk to me like that, is if you treat me like that again, this relationship is going to end. And he comes and he apologizes. He does that the first time, does that the second time, does that the third time. That is you setting boundaries and you're not even standing on it. And he's going to keep on doing it because he can see that you're finding it difficult to stand by what you say, right? So it's always very important. It's as simple as your friends too. When they see that you set boundaries, but you are not standing on the boundary, they are going to triple on you. They are going to stumble on you. They are going to do that thing again and again and again because they can see that you are not standing on the boundary that you set for yourself. Yeah. So the next one and the last one is you have the fear of abandonment. I think I said this in that my video on how to fix anxious attachment. You have the fear of abandonment. You really feel like, oh, if you say something, this person is going to leave me. If I do this thing, this person is going to leave me. I have this my friend. Oh, if I tell her something, I feel like she's not going to be my friend again. Oh, this man, if I tell him that I didn't like the way he spoke to me, he's gonna leave. Now, this comes from trauma, from being a child, growing up. I talked about this a bit on that video, and it's as simple as maybe you have daddy issues, right? Maybe growing up your daddy left, or maybe growing up you didn't grow up with a father figure, right? Maybe, death or whatever it might be. And it is very, very important as you grow older to work on these things on yourself. It's very key, because something I've come to understand is that the way you grow up, the trauma that you have, is what you pass on to your kids, even without you knowing. So you have to be that person that is going to cut the generational course. Fear of abandonment make you stay in situations that you're not supposed to stay in. Right? You know that this person is toxic, but you feel like if you tell the person that I don't like what you're doing or whatever it might be, this person is going to leave you. You just have fear of people leaving you. Life is so unfair that it happens to anybody, family living, brother living, mom living. People don't talk much about people that their mom leaves. People just talk much about their father. People's mom leave them. Like, they just get up and they leave without explanation. You have like a boyfriend leaving you, or a friend all of a sudden just leaving you. You just have a fear of abandonment, and you don't want that to happen to you. So you stay in situations that you're not supposed to stay in. You're so attached to people, you please them, you stay when they are doing nonsense because you have fear of them leaving you. You need to look for this sign. Very, 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 very important. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and please subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it. Share this video to someone that you feel might need it. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.